Hi, this is Tim, the founder of Pandora. The video you're about to watch is the final in a three-part series on Tree, a sustainable recording studio in Atlanta, Georgia.
We really honestly desire, and I believe this about all the people that work here, we want to make good sounding records, and we want people to be very happy when they're making them. Really, it's as simple as whoever that person is, what makes them comfortable. Some people, want it quiet and they want it dark. Some people want 20 people around. It's just kind of, it goes on an individual level. One of my favorite ones was an artist who liked to sing naked, and she liked to sing in front of her Jesus towel. It was a big beach towel that had Jesus standing on it like this, like with his arms outstretched. And so we would hang it on the glass so that she could be naked on the other side, because it was a bunch of dudes and a girl in the band who was the lead singer. So you never know. I mean, whatever makes people comfortable and makes them feel at home or makes them feel respected, that's what we do. And I think one of the reasons that people are losing those other aspects of production, like making people feel good, they got beat detective, sound replacer, auto-tune down the line. So the idea of, hey, let's all get together and feel it and really get the vibe and play it right, it doesn't matter anymore. The drummer sucks, but we'll beat detect him and we'll sound replace his crappy sounding drums, rather than going out there and try and make his drum set sound as good as it can, or get another drum kit that sounds better. These kind of things drive me nuts, man. But kids, musicians, are never gonna grow, they're never gonna progress and become better if they're just satisfied with being repaired by the engineer.
So you're a mixes quiet guy,
yeah,
you know?
I'm a little mixer.
Which is good, because you got a long history. You've been around, you did a lot of years at Motown and stuff.
Yeah, I was around Motown in the early 60s.
Gotcha.
I'm getting my age away now.
I mean, the good news is you can still hear, because you don't mix loud.
Well, no. I used to, gosh. Back in those days, I'd rehearse with Motown Review in Detroit, and go to the east side of Detroit and sit in rehearsals with Iggy Pop and MC5, which had Marshalls like stacked up to there.
Everyone's taking a few hits.
And I'd go to the jazz club and play jazz, B3 Oregon. So I've learned to kind of have built-in limiters in my ear all these years, where if it gets to a certain level, they just shut down.
I think the city itself has affected the sounds that come out of a studio.
Oh, well, this Georgia in general has a ridiculous music history. I mean, Otis Redding and, jumping up to people like Allman Brothers and, REM. I mean, there's a pretty vast range of music history in Georgia.
I mean, Atlanta's, even before I was doing music, when I was just a consumer, and I'm buying an Outkast CD, which actually Paul worked on the first CD at Tree Sound, so it was just crazy. Like, the Small
studio,
World, I'm with the guy who did it,
yeah.
And that's my favorite record to date. But
crazy.
Yeah, man, I was just in Kansas City, listening to Outkast, and I'm saying Atlanta, and talking about stuff that's, just Atlanta, and every CD I was buying that I liked, with some reference to Atlanta in it.
But the city has always kind of had a chill, laid-back thing, and I think one of the differences is that two things. One, hip-hop. Hip-hop is the #1 reason why Atlanta has gone off the friggin' chart in the music community. And Atlanta is a hotbed for that, and it has been for a long time. And part of that is definitely the laid-back feeling and the interaction. It goes beyond that on the production side of the Atlanta music community. Studios tend to support one another. In other words, I don't go after one studio another saying, oh, those guys suck, man, don't work there, you should work over here because I got this and that and it's more badass. And it's more like, yeah, man, those guys are cool, I know them, we kind of all know each other. It's never, I think it hasn't, as big a city as Atlanta has become, it's never gotten to that huge big city dog eat dog mentality. Artists are like that too. It's like, hey man, come on by and listen to my shit.
I have a lot of friends
work on it if you want,
who are producers, and I'll be like, yo man, such and such A&R called me about, sending them beats for this album. But I'll be like, yo, I don't have any. And I'll call him and be like, yo, you send them to him, and vice versa. I get a lot of calls from guys be like, yo man, such and such is looking for tracks. So, everybody seems to really help each other out, So it's pretty cool. I think that's why Atlanta's having a lot of success.